Yo, what's happening? Thank you for locking into another episode of the Saturday Vibe Show, a podcast that's dedicated to promoting the culture, urban music, hip hop, anything related to the art in the Middle East. We're located in Bahrain, as you know. And first of all, I want to kick off the show by saying, wishing you a happy, holy Ramadan in advance. Ramadan is kicking tomorrow, the day after. So this is going to be the last episode before Ramadan, but we're going to definitely drop a couple, just a few snippets during Ramadan and cook something up for you for after Ramadan. So this episode is a special episode to me because I got a special, very talented, young, Tunisian, gifted artist, graffiti artist, and street art, and he's a musician as well, and he goes by the name Kojak. And it was crazy how we met. I don't know how we met. I just think just the energies were right, and we landed across each other. He's a dope person. He's a humble human. He's a creative person, and he's out here in Bahrain doing street art full time, representing, and just putting back into the culture, reviving the culture, or instead of reviving, I'd say giving birth to the culture of street art and graffiti in Bahrain and moving it forward. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself and give us a little brief about how you. But first of all, what's up, my brother? It was dope chopping it up with you earlier. I had a great time talking to you, but now we got to put it on wax. So when we put it on wax, shit gets real. I'm gonna pass over the mic. Say what you gotta say, and just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been in Bahrain for, and then we can progressively move forward. What you think, brother? Let's go, Kojak.
Sounds good.
Torches in your hand, man.
First of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you do. Like we talked earlier. Like everything you're trying to do for the culture and shit is something I appreciate. I respect. I've seen you also. I seen the episode with the b-boys and some rappers and some. So I dig it. I like that. Yeah. That's what's up. I like it. So you already told him. My name is Kojak.
Is it your real name though?
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah.
That's a crazy name, brother.
Yeah, man. So I've been in Bahrain for like 4 years now. I do graffiti, street art. I came to Bahrain a few years back, so there's like a gap. I was here in 2008, that era. And then I went back to Tunisia and shit, and I came back because, I like this place. This place is chill. You got like the people are like nice as shit. They're welcoming. They're like open-minded to new things. They're always helpful. The vibe is right. The energy is nice. A lot of places, especially where I come from, the energy is just not that nice.
Tough life out here.
Yeah, it's just like you get tired of the negativity and the negative energy around you and shit. Yeah. So I decided to come back here and see what's up. Like I got a few buddies that I met back in 2008 and shit. So I stayed in touch with them. I came back here and and now I'm doing this. Like graffiti art.
Doing it full time.
Yeah, so it was difficult in the beginning because there wasn't a lot of things happening.
Okay.
And I started this it's been like 10 years now.
Wow.
I started on there's some periods where I had to stop.
Hold up. Let me ask you something on the mic, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Okay, you started 10 years back. Okay. Tell us a little bit about how that was, and if it started in Bahrain, or where'd you exactly start from? How'd you get your inspiration, and what are some of the events and things that you take that you've taken part of or participated in Bahrain, and how do you feel the culture is moving in Bahrain? Is it growing? What do you feel towards the culture as opposed to a couple of years when you were back here? How'd you get into it? You know what I'm saying? How come like graffiti and street art, and how'd you get so good at it? Because I saw some of your work and I was blown away. That shit was mind-blowing, man. It was like 4D. I could actually feel that. That shit was popping out. You know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Yeah, so the way I started really is, where I grew up as it was like a, like a humble neighborhood, and there's the hip-hop culture was dominating, in the neighborhood. I don't know how to explain this, but it was like
French influence, right?
Well, it was like a little bit of European influence, a little bit of American influence as well. It's a whole mixture. And then we're like in Tunisia, we have a big hip hop scene. Like our rappers there's crazy graffiti artists. It's like international people. So yeah, it was like that. And it was always about the elements of hip hop. So we were like crews, and we had like rappers, we had DJs, we had b-boys, breakdancers. You know, we had like, you know, it was like a whole thing happening, because that's the thing that's the only thing we had to kind of
Express yourself.
express yourself, be creative, you know, kill the time as well, you know,
What
because
made you fall in love with hold up, let me say this. What made you fall in love with specifically graffiti and street art as opposed to the other elements such as b-boying, singing, producing, DJing, etc., you know, things like that?
so to be honest with you, my first love was music. You know, it was
always starts.
yeah, that's how it always starts. Like, to be honest with you, like even my English, because we don't speak English in Tunisia. I learned English from the music. That's why I kind of have an accent. Like, yeah, like people sometimes they're like, why you talk like that? I don't know how to talk you know.
other ways.
Yeah, because like that's how I learned it from. I learned it from. Yeah, exactly. And like when I was a kid, I used to like check out Nas's lyrics. And like, shout out to Nas, man. It's just a crazy, like, it's my, you know, like top rapper for me, you know. And I used to like go on a dictionary and try to understand what he's saying, word by word, because I sucked. I didn't know shit. I didn't know how to speak like nothing, you know.
But how'd you transition to from the music phase into the street art and graffiti and things like that? And how'd you start? You know what I'm saying? And where do you consider yourself at right now? And then we'll talk about graffiti and street art in Bahrain.
So yeah, the way it started is since I was in that in that circle, in the scene, I've seen a lot of b-boys. I've seen a lot of all my buddies. I've seen a lot of art, a lot of graffiti, and you know, as much as I love b-boys, and you know, even when I came here, one of my boys, like Tunisian b-boy Zilla, you know, shout out to Zilla, you know, he introduced me to all the other b-boys here. Some of them that you introduced them that last episode.
Hold up, I gotta shout them out. Abdullah Confade, Ferocious Farouz, and the whole dynamic soul crew. If I'm not wrong, my bad if I got your crew name wrong. But shout out to the young legends, man. Go ahead.
Definitely. No, some crazy b-boys here, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, I don't know if you've seen, you follow, but like the we got a I think they told you about Huey. You know, that guy is sick, man. Brookie as well. You know, shout out to Dusty as well. All these. Yeah, so bit by bit, I started just, I don't know, because I had everything around me. I just enjoyed.
Hold up. This dude loves hip hop so much, man. He loves it so much. You can sense it. You can feel it in his vibe. Because every time I ask him about graffiti and stuff, he's still got so much passion for every single element. So you got to shout out and respect the young artist, Kojak, my brother. Mad love, man. I see the passion. I feel the vibe. I feel the positive energy. And I can sense how much you love this culture for real. But back to the graffiti street art, man. Let's get it.
Definitely. So yeah, I started seeing these artists and doing their work on the wall and shit. And other than it looked nice, some of them, like, you can understand what they're trying to tell you, you know. And for me, it was something really interesting because you know, I always thought, yeah, you can get your thoughts, you know, through the music. But then I didn't think that you could do the same with like art and shit, because I wasn't really into the art scene. I didn't know nothing about it back then and shit, you know. So yeah, bit by bit, I started seeing things on the wall. I'm like, I want to do that, you know, like that shit's tight, you know. Like let me see if and I sucked in the beginning. I was like, I thought I was gonna do something nice, you know. I looked at it, I was like, that's terrible, you know. And yeah. And it took me a few years on and off because I wasn't always on it, because you know, there's like life, you know, can't, you know. So and yeah, I started doing that, and bit by bit I started, you know, you gotta create your own style. And back then it was this when like YouTube and shit started popping off and shit. So this is when I started watching other artists internationally, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, oh man, these people are crazy. I've seen people like crews, like mad crews.
Sorry I cut you off, man, again, but that was a perfect point to stop, because that's a great example of a student of the game. If you want to be the best of the best and master your craft, you got to learn from the best. So from what you're telling me, it's clear that you're observing from a distance and studying who's doing it, the styles, the ways, the techniques, and implementing that in your own style eventually, right? That is dope, man. But how'd you land in Bahrain and introduce, like, what made you come to do, like, you're doing full-time street art, graffiti, that's dope. Where you doing it, and how did that happen? Because I just realized that scene exists through you right now, or a couple of days ago when we started chopping it up. Because I don't see so much exposure. Can you highlight a bit that? Can you elaborate on that, my bad?
Yeah, definitely. So when I first got here in the beginning, I was trying to find other artists, and I didn't really find a lot of people. I ran into a couple of people, that were here back in 2008 and shit. Like, first of all, I'm not the best of the game or whatever. I'm always gonna be a student. There's always potential to become, better. So there's a lot of good artists here, even in Bahrain and shit. And yeah, so the way it started is I wanted to do something, I wanted to like get a group, get a crew happening, and like it's fun for me. And
So is it safe to say that you're one of the first people who actually started the movement out here? The way you're moving it right now, the way you're exposing it?
so yeah, I don't want to say that I'm the first one, because like
There's
when I,
people who've been there before.
like yeah, for sure, like there's a Bahraini artist, there's a couple of Bahraini artists that I met in 2008. They were just starting out as well. I'm not sure, like Yuval, Leon D, these, like the good artists. One of them opened a shop for the spray cans. He's the one who imported the spray cans.
know that.
So like without him, we can't do shit. So we need him, and he needs us, of course. And so that's for him. Like, to me, I'm mad props to him. Like he got it happen. He made it happen, and there's like so yeah, for me personally, there's a couple of artists that have always been there. I left and I came back years later, and there's like a couple of artists here that've been doing it, and I met a few artists here and there, and I was always wanting in my head, like, yo, like I need to like get a crew happening, like get these people together and like let's start doing something. And for the longest time, I couldn't find a project like a big enough, to get it happening.
Did you land on that project that brought awareness to this culture, to the part of the culture of like to the dimension or the element of graffiti street art? Was there a certain event that you participated in where you kind of felt like you introduced it more to the public?
So
And what was that event?
yeah, so there was already like a couple of artists that were doing it. They were doing it here and there, and they're pretty good as well. And yeah, shout out to like Yuval, Jamie, all these peeps. Like for real. Mustafa as well. Like these, they've been here way before me. I came 4 years ago. I came back 4 years ago. So
behind, I guess.
yeah, but like it started popping off for us crazy when I did a couple wars for friends outside and shit. Like there's like legit like there's a VR spot, the virtual reality gaming in Sitra Mall. Ultra VR, my boy runs the place, and I went there and I did a piece, and people saw it and they were like, yo, this nice, can you do this shit for me? I'm like, sure. And then bit by bit, eventually we got like a big project, a construction site with like the wooden panels around. And they're like, I want you guys to paint this, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then I was like, that's the moment where I was like, I'm gonna get all these people that I know, like we've been friends, I'm gonna bring them all together. This is the moment right now, We had like 100-meter wall and shit. It was huge. And this one, like, I called a few friends, like Mustafa Halwachi. Everybody knows Mustafa Halwachi. Big up to this guy. Is an artist. He does it all, man. He does street art. He does like he's like a master in carpenting. Like he does like art pieces. Like big up to Mustafa Halwachi. And Sarah is a new up and coming Bahraini artist as well.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Well, I think I passed by that wall, which is located in St. Abbas, right?
Yeah.
And there was is it safe to call it graffiti?
Yeah.
A graffiti of I think a green woman with glasses or something.
Yeah.
Was that Sarah was working on that, right? Because I used to work in the building right across, and I'd stop and I'd just see, and I'm like, what the fuck? This shit is popping. And now I know that you were part of it, right?
Yeah.
That's dope, man. When we first linked up a couple of days back and spoke, I checked out your gram, and I saw you walking with His Highness, the Crown Prince Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. Respect to him, and respect to all the officials out there. I want to know what that event was, brother, because you came from Tunis. Let's recap. You have a love for hip-hop culture and the music. You come from a neighborhood that was influenced by European French sound. You ended up doing graffiti street art. The culture is not so popular out here in the region. And then you have His Highness stand there walking with you, seeing some of your pieces.
Yeah.
Was it like that? Wow. Tell me about that, brother.
That was a really special moment for us. You know, so that event is Art Bob. Art Bob is you know, the most popping art event in Bahrain.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at Bahrain Exhibition Center, and there's a whole bunch of artists. And then they gave us a call, and they were like, you know, this year we want some street art, and we're like,
Wow.
yeah, okay, like that's the first time they got street art in that exposition, and you know, and it was really nice. Like, shout out to all the people from Art Bob, you know, like they really like big up to all of them, you know, and they really supported us, and they're like, yeah, we get you a wall, like a 30-meter wall, and go ahead, do your thing. And this is like actually 2 walls, you know, and this is when we did it, like the crew. So basically, going back to Sanabis is where I got like Mustafa, Sarah, and 2 of my French artists, Arnaud and Marilou, and we painted that wall. So when they called us in Art Bob, I'm like, all right, man, you know, again, let's do it, you know, and yeah, we call ourselves Dirty Hands Crew, you know, because the hands are always dirty with, you know. So yeah, like big up, yeah. So yeah, like shout out to all of them, you know, and so we went there and we did the wall, and His Highness came through, and you know, he walked around everywhere to check out all the artists, and one of the because we had like the biggest wall, so he passed by and he was like, he looked, you know, so it was like, that was a special moment. It was nice to like, that's what I was telling you, you know, like Bahrain is so welcoming, and it's so like they're like open-minded to all new things, you know, like they don't, most of the people in most of the countries, street art is like vandalism, you know. It's like you can't put that shit in like an art expo, you know. That shit is they look down on it, you know. So the fact is to see like how people like look up to, they look at it positively, and they're impressed, and they're like, good job, and let's see more of this and that. It's something that's really cool, you know, in Bahrain.
You know what that is, my brother Kojak? That's the evolution of hip hop at its finest. That's hip hop dominating the way it always has been. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't expect this, but a lot of visionary people, so they saw the future, how hip hop and the culture and art is so impactful. You know what I'm saying? The art form. Let's call it the art form. It's so impactful that right now, people who considered, like, I know in the West is different with street art and graffiti. It's been there for a while and accepted and looked at as art. But we're talking about out here in the region, in the Arab world, if we're going to be specific, it wasn't as, you know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people see the pull that the youth have to it, they have towards it, and they also see the amount of details that there is in the street art and graffiti, right, brother?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, back to your original question. That's what we do. Like we paint, you know, we paint in festivals and events and offices, restaurants, gyms, you know, like.
So you work it.
Yeah, we're blessed. Like this year, 2018 has been crazy. Like this is the year that, you know, it's been a good year for us so far. Well, now Ramadan is upon us, so it's gonna calm down for a bit. It's just much needed break, to be honest.
Let's touch on that for a second, guys. Ramadan. See, if y'all don't understand, this is a holy month for us where we put our swords down as soldiers, I would say, and kind of let the holiness of the month work through us. It's a form of cleansing. It's a form of spiritual connection. There's no way I can express it unless you're a Muslim who experiences that. And shout out to anybody from any background, religion, or whatnot. But I'm just saying, during the holy month, we like to cook up content before we put it out, and eat a lot, and sleep a lot, and be hungry a lot too, right?
Yeah, but that's not what it's about, though. You know, like.
Facts. Here, I'm gonna let you go on that.
No, I'm not. I'm the wrong person to talk to about these kind of things. But all I know, you're not supposed to spend the whole day sleeping and eating your face off. You know, when the prayer goes on. You know, like that's all I know. But I'm not the right person to like.
I got you. No, what I meant is I'm not talking about the people who take the month. They take advantage of. They abuse the month where they can just sleep, and they bypass all the certain rules and regulations and rituals, I would say, that you got to take part of, such as salat, praying, such as being awake, being there for your family, doing good deeds, giving, and just waking up and saying, hey, I fasted, but I was asleep while I was fasting. But what I meant was, you do get dizzy when you're fasting. You get a, especially with us brothers who got a little bit of weight, but it is what it is. I feel where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, brother, future of Bahrain with street art and graffiti, my brother Kojak, the name of the crew, Dirty Fingers crew?
Dirty Hands.
Dirty Hands crew, man. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to anybody doing street art and graffiti. And shout out to anybody involved in the culture in general. This is just the beginning. This is the first set-in with my brother Kojak. And I'm definitely sure more is yet to come. But what do you see the future? Does the future look bright for street art in Bahrain and the Middle East and the region, my brother?
Man, so far, I'm very hopeful. You know, like, there's a lot of support. I mean, moral support, you know. A lot of people dig what we do, and a lot of people want what we have, you know, and what, you know, so
That's what we need.
yeah, that's what we need, you know. And like, we're out there, like, we're not all about the money either, you know. Like, we're out there doing like shit for free because, first of all, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I like, you know. Second of all, you gotta help out, because, you know, like, do good, and, you know, like, and good will come back, you know what I mean? So we're all about that. Like, what I really want to say is that art has become, like, art became all about business, you know. It became a business, it became an industry, which, sure, whatever, like, if people are whatever, that's cool, you know. But I feel like I don't know much about, like, the art scene, because I don't mix much with that type of art, you know, like the yeah. But
in terms of future of street art and graffiti in Bahrain,
yeah, so
what vision do you have for that?
honestly, we're trying to, like, I have a dream that I want to do here, is that back in Tunisia, they went to, like, a village in the south, in the middle of the desert. It's just a small village, and the village, like, all walls are like white, and like the doors and windows are blue. That's like our traditional you know, thing. So they went to a village in the middle of nowhere, like a really poor village, and they brought artists from all around the world, and they brought them all together, and they painted the whole village, you know. And they started off with, like, they got permission from some of the locals, but then some of the other, like, a lot of them, because they don't know this shit, you know, like, they're living in I'm talking about people that travel kilometers and kilometers to go to a well to, like, get some water and go back on the donkey. That's on, like, donkeys and shit. Like, that's the kind of life that I'm talking about. So a lot of people were like, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to, you know. But then they started seeing what they were doing on other people's walls, and then everyone's donating walls and shit. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're gonna achieve that in Bahrain, somewhere in a deserted area, just pimp the whole place out and have people just come and look at the art?
Like, I hope so. Like, that's one of the dreams, one of the big dreams that we got out here, you know. And is that maybe not a deserted place, because, you know, Bahrain doesn't have a lot of, you know, but, like, let's go somewhere, you know, that it does not look that good, and, like, switch it up, you know, like, bring artists and paint the whole area or the whole neighborhood. Like, respect to everyone that's, you know, working in 338 and Mashq, you know, Al-Riwaq and all, you know. But I believe, like, we should spread art a little bit outside.
Expand, right?
Expand, like, yeah, it's cool. Like, they've been doing it really well in Adliya, you know. But yeah, you know, like back to the topic I was telling you, like, they changed the whole neighborhood, and now you got tourists, and you got a lot of people coming through to that village, and, like, just to check it out, and became a tourist attraction. And that is good for the economy, and it's good for the people, because now people go there and spend money there and buy local food from the local farmer and local.
It affected the community in a positive way, right? And that's something amazing, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to what you're doing. Shout out to your crew. Shout out to the vision that you got. Shout out to the dream that you got. We spoke about music. We chopped it up briefly about the culture, how you came to Bahrain, one of the biggest events that basically transitioned, it gave you this spark of hope in the country, that you could take what you love doing and probably pimp out a whole village or a whole neighborhood out, right? And make it look so good. You're working with the crew. You shouted out a lot of Bahraini artists that I haven't heard of before, and shout out and respect to them. I'd love to meet them. It'd be an honor. And just listening to how you're speaking and some of the things that we touched on briefly, my brother, I feel like I'm being educated in a way, and to me that's humbling because I love learning from everybody, man. So shout out and respect to you, Kojak. I respect that, my brother. Who's before we wrap it up, since we don't want to take a lot of time, so we could save something for the next one with a whole crew, hopefully, inshallah, if you're down for that.
Definitely, yeah, man. It's just before Ramadan, we got a couple people busy and stuff, and I was thinking actually tell you let me bring the whole crew, but I was like, yeah, we'll do it next time. Definitely get everybody on and shit. It would be nice, yeah. I appreciate you, like, doing this, mad love, like for real, like appreciate it. These I dig your podcast, all the videos that you've been sharing and stuff, and man, good luck, appreciate it.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you so much, and it means a lot to me. I guess real recognize real, and you see that we're not in it for the glitz and glamour, like you said, or the money or the spotlight. We do it because we love it, and we feel we gotta give back because hip hop has given us something. It's given us the freedom to be able to do what we love and express ourselves, But on the last note, if we get down with a crew, we're probably gonna have beats playing because you're gonna flow, because you're in the music and you're an MC as well, right? Are we gonna expect something to drop soon as well on the musical side, and then we'll wrap it off?
All right, so it's a tough question. So I've been writing music for a while, but I never really recorded, never really put it out there because it was more for me, It was like I told you, music for me in Mark's time, So when I go back and listen to the things that I wrote and back like 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it's like takes me back there, like, oh, that's what I was going through back then, and like, oh, look how things changed from, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, like when I talk about things that I've seen, oh, things didn't change, like it always gives you things to think about and stuff, and now I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try to record a couple of tracks. I'm still looking for like a place to record it because I'm not really into the scene. So thanks, appreciate it.
I got you, my brother.
I don't know if I'm gonna share it, to be honest. Like,
you're gonna share it with me.
Yeah, definitely.
You know you're gonna share it with me, man. Come on, we're gonna link up. We're gonna record together. We're gonna put that shit down. We gotta let the world listen to it. They see in your stories through the artwork, but they gotta hear it too. But I guess that's a personal thing. It's up to you in the end of the day. Anyways, bro, it was beautiful chopping it up with you. It was humbling. I felt such a positive, beautiful energy, and things are so natural and organic. And I can't wait for the next time for us to link up. I appreciate you so much what you're doing for the culture in our country right here. You're one of us. We love you. We appreciate you, we respect you, and shout out to all the people out there working that you named. Shout out to the crew. I want everybody to have a happy holy month ahead, you know what I'm saying, and wish them the best. And inshallah, this is going to be a great opening for us this Ramadan for 2018. I'm with my brother Kojak. I'm not going to drag any longer. I'm going to let Kojak sign off. Brother Kojak, mad love and respect. Anybody watching this is what the culture is about. We're going to keep putting it down. We're going to keep being fresh. We're going to keep doing what we do. And I hope you found this episode useful and you digged it and you felt it was suave with the pool and the garden background. And I don't know, next time we may be in a mansion, inshallah. Anyways, I'm passing the mic over to my man's Kojak. God bless all of y'all, and thank you for locking into the Saturday Vibe Show. Kojak,
man, you did. I got nothing to add, bro.
how you like that? It came good.
That was perfect. You should end it there, But yeah, again, thanks for having me here. Appreciate all the love and support. Appreciate, everything you're doing. Appreciate everything everybody doing in the culture. I would love to see some more artists, graffiti artists. I'd love to see some more like MCs. I'd love to see some more like everything. Yeah, man. Culture-wise, I really hope we can build something here in Bahrain. It'd be fun. Like we already got a few people. We just gotta team up. You're gonna be the Africa Bambata of Bahrain,
Yo, that's too big. I know I said I'm gonna wrap it off, but Bambata is too big. That's a legend right there. One of the first who started hip hop, or the term hip hop, I guess. Anyways, that's a whole nother podcast. Yo, brother, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for coming through and showing love, and I appreciate you so much. And I guess till the next time, right? Yo, Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully we'd be able to drop some of the artwork that Kojak has worked on in this episode. If not, make sure you hit the link that I'm gonna leave in the description section as usual. Follow Kojak, follow his movement, check out his artwork, show love, share, comment, be a little bit generous, especially during the holy month. I'm out. We out. One love. Cut that shit out. Peace.